I'm Alex Perez,
I'm Mike Morales.
and you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com. What's on the menu, Mike?
We
Tonight?
have a cofradia product that it's got an unusual name. It is Spanish, but it says Mi Buen. And Alex and I were discussing this. It probably should be Mi Bueno or Mi Buen.
Muy bien something.
Yeah,
Something.
I'm thinking Mi Bien. But anyway, whether it's grammatically correct or
It's all
not,
good.
it's all good. As you can see, it's got a nice presentation. We have all three marks. We have the Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo, and we're going to do the Blanco that's been pre-poured in our handy-dandy glasses. And you can see the knob here. It's kind of a, I think this is a kind of an homage to Casa Noble.
Casa Noble. And same house.
Same house.
Same house. It's 1137.
1137.
NOM, Nordom, 1137.
Very substantial bottle. Very nice presentation. It does pour easily, I think. So it's not too difficult, whether behind the bar or for bottle service. And we're gonna try the Blanco. So let's give this a try.
The Blanco.
The Blanco. I'm unleashing my inner gringo.
Oh, it's got a little color there. It's not platinum, but it's got some color. Just a real light sticker with a real light straw almost.
It's a tint.
It's got tint.
It's a tint.
That's the right word, tint.
There was no POS with this material, but for those of you who have specific distilleries, you know that La Cofradia has many brands that they manufacture for other people, and they have this underlying characteristic that some fanatics of the distillery can pull out. So this is one of those that you can definitely know that there's a thumbprint coming from La Cofradia.
Very typical of a Blanco. It's got the roasted agave and the green notes in there.
Yeah.
It's clean. It's a clean Blanco. No, Mike is not drinking that with his nose.
No, it looks like I am, but because I got a longer nose than Alex does. But no, it's just our way of really tasting it before you actually taste it, and you can do that by inhaling with your mouth open.
Have you ever got tequila in your nose?
No, gosh, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. There is a little technique that as a judge, that it allows you to get what they call a retronasal smell when it comes up from your back of your throat up through your nose without really being harmful or very aggressive. And if you've done this long enough, you'll be able to do that. But this allows you to do it very safely. So it's very green.
Yeah, it is. It's got peppers. You get a lot of hot pepper in there. Let's try it.
Yeah.
It's got a nice coat to the palate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hot on the entry, but then it just smooths itself out.
Now, here's what I've gotten before, for the sake of transparency. I've had this tequila in a flute, in a champagne flute, and there's I get some strong smoke, and I'm not getting it as prominent in these Riedel glasses that we're using, that we use as a tool, but and it's there. It's there once it starts to cling to the sides of the glass. I get smoked or baked agave, maybe even a little bit of a burnt agave.
Yeah, you definitely have the baked agave. Yeah, you have the baked agave coming through. I don't get the smoke.
And the reason I say that is because, again, most of my technique is to, when I sample the tequila for the first time, I leave the glass out and let it dry overnight. And the smell of the smoke lingered on the glass the next day, which is unusual for a Blanco. But I'm not feeling it as prominent. I'm not smelling it as prominently um, using a Riedel glass. But I do, there's something there, like it's something burnt. It's on purpose. It's not a bad burn. It's like I say, it's just like a smoke for me.
Well, I'm not getting the smoke myself, but I can smell and I can distinguish the roasted agave coming through,
Okay.
which could very well be for you the little smoke that you're getting.
Yeah. What I was, like I said, what I was impressed with is that the next day, this particular champagne flute had the smoke very prominent in the glass. That's unusual for a Blanco because most Blancos will just dissipate. You'll I will get that more often in a reposado or an añejo, but I got it on the Blanco, and not in this glass though. It is not as prominent in this glass. I really have to search for it to find it. I think it has an underlying smokiness to it, way in the back somewhere.
Now, what Mike's saying is, when you're using different glasses, you get different nuances that are coming out of the tequila. So these glasses, for example, are specifically made for tequila. Mainly, I would say blancos more than
Yeah.
anything.
Although it was manufactured, the manufacturer will tell you it was primarily produced for reposados. Those of us who use these glasses actually prefer them for blancos.
So if you taste it out of a flute, because of the way the glass is structured, it'll give a different bouquet almost. It'll give off different nuances of the tequila. Just like when you're using different types of glasses for different types of wine.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very well-rounded Blanco. It's got some really good structure to it. It's a strong Blanco.
Yeah, it is. I think it walks a thin line between being sippable and being better in a cocktail. For me, it definitely has that cofradia stamp on
It
it.
does.
Again, for those of you who follow us and have a little bit more experience with that, La Cofradia makes several of different tequilas, and many of these will have an underlying flavor notes that are characteristic of that distillery, and this is one of them. I like it. I think it's very decent for a tequila.
I like it. I would recommend it. It is a very good Blanco.
So there you go. Recommended by Tequila Aficionado. I'm Mike Morales.
I'm Alex Perez, and you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff or on Tequila Aficionado. As always, sip wisely.